and welcome to Let the Bible Speak. That's what we want to do. We want to let the Bible speak. There are a lot of different voices in this world that would seek you to guide you in different directions.
Wait.
But God hasn't left us without his book. Why y'all laughing?
Has it started?
Yes. Yes, it started. What? Why y'all? That's anyway. And so God has given us this book, and it's meant to speak out of our lives. And so if you've ever listened to us before, this isn't a Bible study per se, but instead it is something where we expect for the Scripture and the Bible to speak out of our lives. And so we have a couple special guests today alongside John. John has this beautiful, new, cool-looking AI image.
Oh, ha!
Of
I was like, where are we going?
of our Let the Bible Speak graphic.
Yeah.
And so it's soon gonna show up for you. You'll notice that John looks a lot cooler than I do in the picture.
I look as tall.
Yeah, they put him like he's the same height.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
and then second of all, like you got one less buttoned, which I think is actually
You got to
fair.
give the people what they want.
It's
Josh.
actually fair for our for the way we are. And so, but you might see that coming soon. We'll see.
Yeah.
We are now on.
Well, so we do have. So if you have a smart TV, which pretty much most people are kind of using streaming services now, Roku TV, Apple TV, all the. I don't know if Amazon has it, but you can download what's called Faith Channel, and it's we have a channel on Faith Channel. So we have a Faith Channel.
Don't you love they
channel.
can't take you seriously?
No,
They can't take
Jacob's
me
staring at the
seriously.
camera.
She's laughing at me.
They can't take you
Jacob,
seriously.
I just look over at Jacob, and Jacob's just like staring at the camera. I'm like, who are you looking at?
This is what it's like when you bring on your children.
So don't. Well, I mean, if you want to download Faith Channel, there's plenty of stuff on there that's good. But don't look for us just yet because it is in development.
Oh, it's not.
We only have one video
published?
up. I'm not trying to send people there just
Hey,
yet. We're
go.
working on the.
Go and expect
and
much
email
content.
us at. In fact,
If there's any problem,
That's
email us at letthebiblespeakpodcast@gmail.com.
That's it.
If you email it as letthebiblespeak@gmail.com, we won't
get it.
receive your message, but you can in fact. So
we're gonna introduce.
yeah, okay.
our
But
special
first,
guest.
we
Oh.
always have to remember. Hey, listen. If you like the podcast, please like and subscribe and click the button. And we always forget to do this thing.
Yes.
I don't know why this is so funny. She laughs. Anyway, so
We need to introduce the guests
all right,
before
all
we.
right, all right.
confuse
We have
people.
some special guests today. I've been
I'm just being jolly,
I've been
Dad.
anticipating
I
this
don't know.
day for a very long time, where I would have the opportunity to bring on some of my children
Interrogate
because I have
us.
many. I have 5.
And you
and-
picked your
We're the
favorites
favorites,
today.
yeah.
That's clearly.
No,
Yeah.
I kind of gave up. It was up in the air. Besides age, like I didn't want to bring the young ones because
Yeah.
I said when you get older and you don't want to do it, that's when I'm going to bring you on.
Yeah.
Oh, of
You know what I
course.
mean, right?
Absolutely.
And so I have 2 of my children here with me today. One is named Hailey
Huh.
Rose Elder,
Yeah.
and the other is Jacob Blaze.
But it's not spelled like Blaze.
Oh, it's like Blaise
It's
Pascal.
no, it's Blase.
Blaze.
So it's spelled.
It's not spelled like
Blaise.
Blaise Pascal. I understand.
The education. You
It's
have to
spelled Blaze,
understand.
but
They're
it's pronounced
public
Blaze.
schools.
Isn't
You know what I'm
there
saying?
an apostrophe
There's
above
no private
the A though?
education for that.
That's it.
Oh.
It's spelled Blaze, but it's pronounced Blaze.
Is there an I?
Yeah, Blaise.
Yeah,
Oh.
I see.
Yeah, it's like Pascal.
And so
Is that a family name, or
it is.
do you just really like
my-
Pascal?
It's
love
it's
Pascal.
Lauren's Lauren's grandfather.
Okay,
His middle name was Blaze.
that's cool.
So
I like that.
so we
Much more
we'd run out of guests.
It's a
Oh,
good name.
yeah.
It sounds like a modern name.
Blaze?
You know,
What do you-
like
what do you
it
mean
sounds
by
What are you
Blaze like
talking about?
Like it should be Blaze.
You have to say
like
Blaze.
if
Like,
you
if you
hear
want the
somebody named
cool
Blaze now,
version.
you'd be like, oh,
Blaze.
that's a pretty modern name. But it's Blaze, like that's a pretty old name.
Yeah, Blaze
cool.
is a cool
Pretty
name.
Eloquent.
eloquent,
it.
very
Yeah,
eloquent.
yeah.
I mean, Jacob was almost
Feel
called
eloquacious.
Ruben, so
He was. Oh, every one of you was almost called Ruben.
Dad.
I know that story.
Yes, I wanted to name every
He
one of
loves
my
the
children.
sandwich. Loves
Ruben.
it.
Has
So he
nothing to
named
do
the
with
dog
sandwich.
Ruben.
It's amazing. He named the dog Indiana.
Not to mention we have a male dog, and you chose the female one. We had Ruby.
So we call her Ruby, but her real name is Ruben Boo Elder, which is her full name. But that's not
child
why
is
the
this?
people are listening.
It's
What?
child- it's the
no,
dog.
this is the
It's the
dog.
dog.
This is the dog that weighs 120 pounds.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, don't hate.
Well,
She does. I
She
mean-
does. And in fact, I mean, Jacob thinks that she's grown.
Lost weight.
She got a lot fatter.
So since
What?
you want to invite your whole family on this
Yeah.
podcast,
I know,
which I believe
finally.
is,
Finally.
you know,
I just was trying to like equal it out. I'm like, well, he's invited siblings, his
Yeah.
mother, his father, all this sort of stuff. I thought I should equal out the numbers, and I could bring
just 2 at a time.
2 at a time.
Yeah,
you know.
I like
well,
it.
there are 5.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, 2 and 1.
Yeah,
Then after
Joseph
that-
Well,
should
it'd be
go
2 and
alone.
then 2
Joseph,
and
if
then
Joseph went alone, I think.
Well, Joseph. So for I was like, Hailey, you're coming.
I didn't have a choice.
She didn't have a
but-
choice.
Uh,
And then Jacob, I was like, Jacob, Joseph, choose between you. Which ones are going on a podcast?
So you couldn't tell which one is the favorite, by the way. Like which one had to go.
sure.
No, well, it's just I
You're the
felt
oldest,
like
and the other 2 are.
Well, you could have just taken Joseph and Jacob.
You were like, she don't have anything going on.
Hey.
Those 2 might be busy.
they,
What?
for sure.
To be fair, I wanted to go to altitude.
Altitude.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
maybe
let me
that's
tell you,
where
you have
let's
arrived to
just
the
start.
soaring heights. This is the
Have
altitude.
you been to altitude?
Yeah.
Lately,
How do they insure themselves?
it's
That's-
become full of youths.
Well,
Have you
how,
seen that?
how else would it be?
How dare they?
I mean, I'm talking about youths.
Elevation
You know what I
station.
mean?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Youths.
Yeah.
Yeah, youths.
Nah, I got-
Like used to hang out like outside the movie theater.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know.
You remember back then?
Yeah.
I might be the
Well,
only
guess
one
what?
who's a little confused.
There's a enclosed little area that has you
A
can't.
cry room.
It's where
the
they
parents.
put their bike racks, and then they are youths.
They're just catering to these young people.
No, the youths.
Problem.
Okay.
It's not like what I'm saying is there's not a ton of like 4-year-olds and 8-year-olds.
But there are
Well, yeah,
trampolines
but
and games. and stuff,
arguably
which is
the-
like,
Yeah, because
That-
the youths can get there themselves. The little ones can't.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
It's pretty cool though.
I
I've
think
been.
like elevation
I've been-
station
Yeah, I
was
have too.
better. They had a ninja
Elevation
course. They
station.
had a
was.
ninja course, and they were just like so much cooler.
Oh, I was thinking a celebration station from.
I
You
don't know
remember
what that is.
celebrate, celebrate. You remember that when we were young?
No.
Oh, come on! It was on the South Shore.
No.
Mm,
I don't think I ever got
Wow.
to go to that sort
Celebration station.
only one.
of thing. You know,
Dang.
my family
Okay.
didn't love me enough.
Cool.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it.
It's a
But
celebration.
Does
station.
Nina listen to this
He was younger.
podcast?
your brothers are like, we
Nina?
used to go all the
She doesn't
time.
listen to this podcast.
None of your family listen to this podcast,
Well,
except for
Uncle Lee.
Uncle Lee. If Uncle Lee is going to listen to this one, sometimes he gets, he's like,
Well, he'll
I've
listen
heard
to it
enough
if we're
from
on
them.
there.
We need to stop
He'll
listening.
think
to
it's
them for a while."
interesting. He'll be like, "Oh, I want to."
So,
So,
so
I suppose you're wondering why we've called y'all here.
we actually have a
It's a trap. We're
topic
getting
that we want
shots.
to talk to y'all about,
Yeah.
which is education and the limits of it for
Yeah.
the youth.
Yeah,
The
Dad,
youth.
it's summer.
Yeah. What's your
we don't even have education right now.
What's your
Yeah.
take on Paley's watch?
What is Paley's,
Paley's
watch?
watch. What is that? I don't know Paley's watch.
Yeah.
No.
What is it?
What?
Paley's watch. The apologetic argument. You know, guys walking down the beach
Oh,
and
the
finds
watch.
a watch. Yeah, it's
I
Paley's
didn't know.
watch.
I didn't know it was Paley.
What?
Well, he came up with it because
I've always heard it called the watchmaker.
so Paley's was educated people call it Paley's watch.
Well.
I know. I'm saying first of all, he's way more educated than me. That's why
Are you
it's
sure?
funny to say
Super
that.
much.
So much more.
Super much.
Hmm.
But
It's unbelievable how more educated I am.
the idea is if you found a watch and it was, you look at all the mechanical pieces and obviously it does something,
How
you would
old?
assume that somebody made that watch. You wouldn't assume that, it just kind of fell into place there. And so the Paley was, I'm getting
The
confused.
younger
I
generation
just assumed that
has
somebody
just
lost
checked
it.
out.
What?
Yeah, all right.
Completely. This is,
All that for the
No.
joke.
they're like,
That
they're
was
like,
it was supposed to be a joke.
How old is
Yeah.
that watch? Like, is it like an Apple Watch or is it
What are
like?
you talking
This is
about?
what we're talking about. This is what I mean.
All right,
This
point
is what I'm
taken.
She does
saying.
not represent the young
Listen,
generation.
no,
Point-
she
point
does.
taken.
She
No, because
represents
you
us.
think about
This
who
is
would
what it
own
looks
the
like
watch.
when you make bad decisions in life. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? Like that's what that
Yeah.
looks like right there.
What have I done?
No, not
Nothing.
too much.
Nothing.
Not
I mean,
too
you're a
much.
tire. First
I
of
spend
all.
too much time at Goodwill. I've been
She
told.
is our most teenager thus far.
because
Are you
I have,
thrifty?
because
Well,
because
Jack,
I have a
she's
social
our
life
most
and I have
female
actual
teenager.
friends. But
Joseph represents the male teenager perfectly.
No.
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 no, well,
Brooding in his room.
maybe
I'm sorry, I
now.
want to go back. You said you spend a lot of time at Goodwill.
yeah, I like Goodwill. It's pretty cool.
Is it just because of the location? It's convenient.
No,
You
I
go
like
right
it.
across
It's
the
like-
street?
you can go find like a really nice shirt, or I found a leather jacket there for $10, and I was like, I got that jacket, and
Yeah.
I love that jacket. So.
That's good. It's good to be thrifty.
Because you don't have enough clothes.
Yeah, like
I
not
don't.
colored
I don't.
clothes.
No.
Literally in my house, we have a big laundry problem. And the reason we have a laundry
That's because
problem
your clothes are
It's
big,
'cause we have
Josh.
three
No.
little-
Yeah,
It's not
Dad,
me.
Dad.
I
it's-
literally have
It's
this
y'all's
much clothes.
entire
Your shirt
closet is
is
in
worth
that laundry
5
room.
shirts.
You could take all
That's
the
it.
girls'
That's true.
clothes and it would fill
That's true.
half this
No.
room.
I
Okay.
shop at Baby Gap. You,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Nordstrom's
saying-
boys department.
That's true. That's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
We've got
You're
toddler
like-
clothing in
I'm
my
like-
house.
But
Yeah.
Dad, now it's just
I'm
sheets
like-
and blankets.
I'm like, does this doll clothing with this
They're
fit
like, he's
John?
really into American
I
Doll.
think I could put this doll clothes. I think John would fit this.
That's it.
I just got these jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congrats.
from
Okay.
Target.
So I heard that y'all had a bit of a domestic before you got here.
What?
A disturbance that Josh, your loving father, didn't approve of
Yeah.
something, and so
What was with that, Dad?
yeah.
You want to talk about that publicly?
Sure.
That's fine.
There's
That's
nothing
fine.
wrong with
Look,
that shirt.
all I'm saying is, okay,
Anybody who would find that shirt at
Ask
Target would be
anybody
like, "Oh,
who's
that's
listening.
a cute
Anybody who's
shirt," and they
listening.
would buy it.
literally, y'all are hearing our family. This is what our family
This-
sounds
you
like.
brought 'em.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I didn't think we would be so family here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but I guess we are.
We're gonna have deep.
I did
bring
tell
out the
him. I did
best
tell
in
him before. I
us.
was like, just be yourself.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said.
Now that was. a
He said,
mistake.
"Don't make it. Don't
You're
make
like,
it
be
sound
yourself,
scripted."
but don't dress like yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Look like other people.
Right.
Just
Okay, just wait.
You know, just-
what? Say that. Save that for when you're
Oh.
little
I don't.
Willa.
Thank you. Good for you.
I almost called her
Pick
Willow.
which fights to
Don't do that.
to choose, because that was not worth it.
Yeah. All right.
Worth it. Okay,
was worth
so
it.
listen. This is what I'm saying.
According to him, it's worth it.
All I'm saying is you're going on a podcast called "Let the Bible
Which
Speak."
that shirt was really cute.
It was the one with the inverted pentagram on it.
What?
It was. No, it was.
No. No.
no. I'm just saying it was showing a little too
It was
much
like
to
it was
us.
it was the
I
kind of
understand.
shirt
Too
you
much.
would wear with jeans in the first place.
It was too much.
No, it was
what we would
not.
call- it was a summer attire.
Hey,
Hot
that's
weather attire.
Because it's
That's
summer.
So here's the deal.
Which is weird
How do
because
you
it's
deal
summer.
with it? How
I
do
don't
you
know
deal
why I'd
with
wear
it?
it.
How do you deal with it, Haley? Because obviously you have it so bad with
Yeah.
how
Never said that.
strict.
That's what.
your-
That's really what this is going to be.
Okay, well, I
about. How
can't
do
wear
you cope?
dresses to church anymore without getting criticism from
From
Miss
who?
Elena.
Oh, well, Miss
All
Elena's
the
a whole
time.
different story. Try to get something by Miss Elena.
Well,
Miss
no, then
Elena,
she
who?
texts
I
mom,
had
and mom
sent
be
a
like, "Yeah, I
picture of
agree."
you before coming on here, and I sent it to Miss Elena. You know what she would.
I was about to send a picture. I would have been like, "Is this cute outfit?" And she
would've
probably been like,
no.
"Yeah."
She would have been like,
She would have been like,
"Change.
"Yes."
Change.
She would have been like,
She's
"That's
worse than
such a
me."
cute outfit."
Well, Elena, if you're listening, you can write us at Let the Bible Speak podcast.
I'll send you a picture
At
next time. But I got
gmail.com.
jeans that are work.
No,
are
this
cute
is
now.
this is important because we've talked about parenting so much.
Yeah, we have.
And so it's important
For us to actually see
to
how
see
we fail at it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Now people are like, oh,
They're like, oh, I didn't
I get it.
realize.
Well, you were like, "It's summer attire. It's
Yeah.
summer.
I get
You
it.
go
Like-
outside. It's pretty
Like,
hot."
it's summer outside attire.
I know. Well, all I'm saying is, and this, look, I feel what you're saying in this. I'm hip.
I'm hip to
with
the
it.
drip.
I'm with it.
Oh.
I get
I
the
ain't no
lingo.
jive
I
turkey.
get the. I
Don't
understand
get
what's
the
going
lingo
on
because
here.
you use it.
You know what I'm
It's not,
saying?
it's not Ohio.
I'm not Ohio. Yeah, I'm Sigma. You know.
Sigma.
This is why you get tens of viewers.
Sigma, boy. All right.
All right. I don't know. What
No,
I'm
that was a
saying.
low blow, Haley.
Yeah.
That was a low blow.
Okay.
It's
All
all
right.
right.
I'm
They
sorry.
know. They know. Our
I
listeners know.
apologize.
Listen.
They're
no.
they're
What I'm saying is, you could have a father who doesn't care about what you wear or how you look, and you could go out and feel whatever. You could wear whatever,
Yeah.
or you could have a father that actually cares and
A little comment that if you've been like, get a jacket. I've been like, okay, I'll get a jacket. But you didn't say get a jacket. You said
I
go
didn't know
change.
that was an option. Like that was an option.
It was an
If
option.
I said get a
I have
jacket,
a
she
white
knows.
sweater that
I
would have
promise
been
our
so
listeners we
cute
will
with it.
find a way of letting the Bible speak in
At
this.
some point.
Yeah.
Train the children up in the way that they should
Well, I
go.
was
And
gonna
when they're
say,
older, they will not depart
Scripture
from it.
has guidance on how
Parenting. Teenagers, they say, stone them to death.
That's it. I was gonna say. I mean,
if they're belligerent,
if we're gonna be traditional. About
right? I mean, let's
things.
go back Old Testament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Old Testament. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, no. So here's my question to both of you, because you have
Jacob hasn't participated
you
whatsoever.
have Jacob. We're glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
So here's my question: is that you?
Our security is
It's that
working
our
overtime.
security was coming in there, Zach.
What's the point of the black screen?
We weren't sure.
It's supposed to be so people don't come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes, every now and then, we'll get a visitor.
Did you mean that black screen or that black screen?
There are a lot of black screens in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
that
I
is-
would call that a TV though.
Oh, that's not what you meant. You were talking about.
I was talking about that.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, talk to me about what it's like to have a pastor as a dad.
You want to go first?
All you.
All right. Okay. So it's not that bad. I mean, the church is like a really close home. Like, I feel pretty comfortable there. And I know most of the people there. Like, I could, like, a lady could be like, oh, hi. And I'd be like, hi. And I'd probably know who she is. Sometimes I wouldn't. And I'd feel really bad after that. But sometimes it's like, in third grade, I remember this very clearly. We were talking about what Bible verses mean. And the lady was like, come on, Hailey, you should know this.
Yeah.
Your dad's pastor. And I
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. What you don't realize is my dad doesn't teach me anything.
Yeah, he's
Well,
too busy
no,
teaching all
we
of you.
have we have Sunday night like Bible studies. Like that was when we were like having it every single Sunday night, and
Yeah.
then sometimes in between the week.
Yeah.
And usually I would be pretty good at that stuff, but like, excuse you,
Mhm.
you got something to say?
I wouldn't say.
All
that
you,
good.
you can take it away now.
Well,
It's
you know,
all for
so there's a certainly I've experienced this with my wife Robin, and I know Lauren has experienced this, but I it's probably true of children of pastors too, where people confuse one person's call for another person's call. And so, like, just because I was called to be a pastor, my wife was not called to be a pastor at all.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, but the problem is people sometimes assume because one person is called to something, well, clearly y'all must all, be not. My wife is a believer. She loves the Lord. All those things are true. But if you were to try to debate her on eschatology or something like, you'd lose her that fast, and that's
Right.
okay.
Right.
And so, yeah, but I can tell you there are times where, like Children's Moment, we have, so my North Cross is small enough that we can still have Children's Moment. The bigger the churches get, it's harder to do that kind of thing. But all the kids go up in the beginning. I don't know if y'all ever did that, or St. Tim's is, I think, too big to do that kind of thing. Right?
Yeah, we don't do a children's moment.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think it would be practical for y'all.
Yeah.
But I am, as of right now, the right size that we're able to do it. And so my boy goes up there. And Willa doesn't. She's usually in the nursery. But they always put the microphone in front of him when it's like, a question. And you want, like, in my mind, I'm like, give a faithful answer. Give a, and it'll be something about Roblox or Minecraft or something like that. And I'm like, yeah.
That's
Fail.
the best we
I
got.
fail.
Well, and I mean that's the thing is you do fail. I mean, like, I think about it with you guys. Part of my regret is that I didn't spend enough time in Bible study with you or teaching you about the scripture or like, because like even for Hailey, it was less than it was for you and Joseph. Like I spent a lot more time with.
Really, it's a fact.
It's
Don't-
true.
why are you
It's
offended?
true. Is it? Joseph was the oldest, so he got the most attention.
Yeah.
And then Jacob came along. They both got a lot of
I
attention.
feel like I completed it.
I
Being
think that's
born.
a good way of looking
No,
at
there
it.
were
And
two
then
after
another,
you.
a great
Yeah,
way.
but those two.
See, they learned, they kind of messed up as they went, and so that by the time they got to you,
No, by the time we got to you, we were like,
Yeah.
we're tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah.
If only,
Oh, you went the
because
wrong-
then we
you went
wouldn't
the
be
other way
picking.
with that.
We wouldn't be picking
Amazing.
fights.
We can't do it anymore. You know what
well,
I'm
that's
saying?
true. That's more true for Hannah and Charlotte.
Yeah, well, I kind of feel for Hannah and Charlotte too, because like I feel like I had more time with y'all when
Definitely
y'all
not.
were their age
Yeah.
than I do.
I mean, you could always kick them outside. Kick them out the house.
Well,
and
part
just
of the
make them
problem
go
is
play
it's
outside.
hard
Hey,
for
see,
me to leave
that's
my
not what
bed.
he's talking about at all.
Well, it's part of this. Like that's part of how we were raised.
He's talking about how he raises, like,
Spending
teaching
time.
us about
Well,
the
yeah.
Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how were those Bible studies when y'all were younger?
Oh, they were productive. They were productive.
Life changing.
Intense.
Yeah.
We've had some experiences at our Bible studies, so I've walked out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, this has been multiple
No,
times.
not lately.
It's because they're not taking
lately.
it seriously enough. I know you
Yeah.
and I've talked about that before.
No, we
Back-
started
back when we were little.
laughing
He
before. We,
struggles
Like
with
Shaw
that.
was like a newborn. when
we
they did
deserved it.
stuff.
We were like laughing,
Yeah.
like all the entire time.
Like you were just a second ago.
Well, it is
Okay.
hard to. So okay, that's an interesting thing to talk about. I remember a buddy of mine who's a pastoral counselor. So he's a mental health counselor, but he's also lots of years as a pastor. And one of the things he pointed out was again, I'm going to say he was talking about spousal issues, but it's got to be the same. Where he said that there's a difference between, and I believe you and I try to make this as little as untrue as possible, but there is truth to it. That you've got the person in the pulpit, and you've got the
person
outside of the pulpit, like living their normal life. The goal, I believe, should be of any pastor to make that as close to the same person as possible. But arguably, I make jokes with my wife. I do silly things. I'm not as postured, I guess, as I am in the pulpit, and so it's weird to switch gears. So like when Robin has a theological question and it wants me to explain a scripture to her or something like that, it's like to switch gears, and all of a sudden I go from being the husband that she's very comfortable with and like to teaching mode. It's a change. There's a difference in cadence. There's a difference in posture. I change in that sense. And so I wonder if that's true for y'all. If like y'all know like dad mode and then Bible study all of a sudden kind of flirts with pastor mode a little bit more than normally happens at the house. Does that make sense?
What do you think?
I think they're generally the same.
Yeah, they're the
for Dad.
same.
Good for
Yeah.
you. That's the best answer.
Yeah.
Y'all, how much did you pay them?
I was
How
like,
did you
I was
know
like,
I
if
was
they
gonna
ask
ask
this
that?
question, okay, if this question comes up,
I believe that's true though.
yeah,
And I know you pretty well. I believe that's true. I want that to be 100% true for me.
yeah.
The problem is like I make inappropriate jokes. I do silly things. Like
Right.
my wife and I joke with each other, and so like there are certain like, I'm not going to be.
All you need to do is start making those inappropriate jokes
In the
on the
pulpit.
stage. You know,
Yeah,
It'd
yeah,
be
exactly.
fine,
Then we
you
have
know?
consistency
Exactly.
and a lot less
Consistency
people.
across. Yes, exactly. They're like, what is this pastor saying?
Yeah.
This is
But anyway,
insane.
that's great.
Well,
That's the best thing they could have said.
they say that, but then you have to ask them, how is that person that you're
Oh.
talking about? Because it could be you're like,
They're
he's
always
the
postured at
same.
the house.
He's the same,
That's it.
right?
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
that's true.
he's a wreck there, or he's
That's
a wreck
true.
at home.
That's
you know, no, I think that's always been important to me with them, because I didn't want them ever to feel like. First of all, I want them to understand that my faith, your faith, it's a genuine thing. It's not something that I'm putting on a face in order to have, but that I have this relationship with God, and I want to see them
Yeah.
have the same relationship with God, and you just flip a coin whether or not they will, but you're hopeful, just the,
Yeah.
no. But no, I think so I mean, so for y'all, so there's been a couple times in our Bible study where like
There was this one lady in the Bible. She had this name that we were all laughing at, and we kept on
is
laughing.
it Dorcas?
It was
Yeah.
Dorcas.
And I just remember you got really mad
I see
about
that smile.
that. And you got really mad about that. And I think that was one of the times when you walked out of the room.
No, I was not.
Was it? Yeah, it was.
No.
I don't know if it was Dorcas.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. her
Because
name.
I thought that was a funny name too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
but then we kept on laughing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
like-
like trying real hard to be like, all right, man.
You're right.
Some things are funny.
Right. I mean, Dorcas was a pretty funny name.
I just remember you also like you were talking about because we kept on laughing.
Well, but that was
Yeah, we
always
did.
always my
Yeah,
difficult.
we did.
No,
Yeah, we
there's
did.
Yeah, we
not.
did.
I
Yeah,
love
but
watching
Yeah, we
that,
did.
That specific case scenario was not it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, these are the two that get along the best right here. So just
This is great.
it's
I mean,
I love this.
but I lost my cool.
Yeah.
With the family, which I would sometimes have.
Have you ever had any cool to begin with?
Yeah. Well, let's come on.
Yeah, I know.
I've-
Pot calling the kettle black. What are we
Right.
talking about here?
Go ahead. He's so lame, but me, I'm the coolest.
Yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
And
So you
I walked out. I
flew
walked
off
out.
the handle, threw furniture,
Well-
flipped tables,
For me,
Almost.
yeah. No, what I usually do is I walk away.
kicked the dog.
He just
And
no, he
that-
gets
terrible.
no. It's
It's just a
scary.
joke.
If
Just
I
a
It's
walk
joke.
really
away,
scary.
if I walk
it's
away,
really
they get
scary.
they
we get silent.
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
we're
That makes us feel uneasy.
That's when
we're
you know.
so terrified.
Like,
Yeah.
I
When a
would-
communicator stops communicating and has to leave,
he
you're
just
like,
gets up and walks in his room.
I would rather him yell at us than just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
I get that.
no, and the girls
because
will
I've
keep
trained them
laughing.
by yelling so much, that the silence is very painful.
I
But the
don't
girls
think-
would keep laughing, and we had to teach them. We were like,
I don't
no,
know about
like,
y'all's
the other room,
house.
don't.
You did too.
Okay,
There's
but
so
like,
much.
I don't remember
chaos.
that. So.
Yes.
Yeah, there is.
Well,
and
there's always someone yelling
well,
at
that's what
someone.
I'd like to say. If
Always.
if you're struggling to, I would say like this with family Bible study, that's a normal thing.
Yeah.
Because your kids don't always want to listen. I mean, they have a hard time concentrating on what John's saying right now for even like 5 seconds.
Well, in fairness,
No.
so do I.
Right. It's because of all his caveats.
That's
you know
it.
what I mean? You
That's
just keep
it. I know,
caveating this
that's-
thing. So, no, but I mean, I think like
Captain Caveat. That's my
That's-
superhero name.
100%. But
Glad we went back for that.
but I wanted to instill in them a value of taking the Bible seriously. And I think the one example that I gave y'all, I think got through
The coin.
the coin. Yeah.
Oh.
Which
Oh, that was so scary.
yeah, so it was
Okay.
like another
was-
one of
Share
these.
with the group.
That was
That was a
terrifying.
Friday night for me. I'm not gonna lie.
That was.
Is
that
this
was
one
a
we
little
can
bit-
talk
that
about?
was
Is this gonna be
trauma.
helpful?
No,
Listen.
it's not. Yeah, it's not. They make it
like the
sound like I'm
police came,
abusing
I
them.
know,
No,
like,
he brought
dude.
he brought a coin out, and Jabe, you can correct me if I'm
No,
wrong,
Dad,
but
tell the story, please.
Okay. All right. Well, so they had not taken stuff seriously again, and so I was like, okay, well, I got to go.
Not like us. We take everything seriously.
all the time.
All the time.
Every
Our
day.
listeners know we don't joke ever.
Not about this stuff.
Go ahead.
So I leave the room, and I'm thinking to myself, like, how do I tell them how important the Bible is to me? Like, because like I think about like how do I show them? How do I help them recognize how?
How long ago was this?
a while.
This
It
is
was
like
a
a
while
couple
ago.
years.
Yeah.
I feel like we talked about that.
3 years
no,
ago?
No,
Maybe
This
3
is
years.
starting
I
to
think it
jar
was
a
like
memory. I wonder if
one
we even
or
talked
two-
about it on the
one-
podcast.
2
I don't know if
years.
we did.
It has to be 2
No,
years.
two at
We-
most.
I
It
think we
was a
might have,
while
but go
ago.
ahead.
Yeah, so I still have the coin.
might have just
I
told
still
me.
have the coin, and I put it in a little thing. I'll keep it
gosh.
forever because it's
That-
a great memory. But
Great memory.
Well, it is for
That
me.
was
He was
a
like, how do I
great
get this
memory.
through?
Okay.
I'll
It's
give
not
a
for us.
quarter to whoever stops talking.
if only.
Close.
That was
No.
really.
Well, what I did is I came out and I brought this coin,
Mm.
He was
and
silent.
I said,
This
Hannah, I want you to
Yeah.
read the price of this coin. And so she was reading like some.
And
quote.
Hannah's the one that can read.
Hannah,
She's the only
barely.
one. Only one.
Yeah,
Barely.
Only
y'all
one.
invested. That-
1 out of 5.
That's it. We got
She
one in
reads our
math.
letters.
Hey,
actually,
I
1 out
read-
of 7. She reads the letters to us.
That's
helps us to know.
You
what's-
translate, yeah.
Exactly.
He acts like he doesn't read. We do read.
Yeah, y'all are readers.
I have no doubt. No doubt.
So I bring it out and I say, Hannah, look at this. This is a 1898 something, and I said, read how much this is worth, and it was like in the
5,000.
it was like 1,300 on the little book, and so I take the coin, and I take basically these massive cutters,
Metal shears.
metal shears, and I start cutting into this coin, and I tell them, do you know what this is worth now? It's worthless because of how I've treated this thing that is so precious. And so then I go, it would be cool if this was real.
Yeah.
But
That was.
you don't remember
I
that?
don't remember that.
I could tell Hill did not remember it because she was acting like it was a real coin this entire time.
It would have, and I told them I kind of regretted that because I could have brought them out an expensive coin
Yeah.
and done it
Yeah.
with the expensive coin, but I was like, no, let's do the fake.
Yeah,
I mean, let's
yeah.
not really do this.
Yeah.
But my point got through to them, which is your dad, and that's what I told him. I said, your dad sees this like this precious coin, and I said, what was so valuable to you was just the price. What was so valuable to you was just the
That's a
price.
good illustration.
And I think after that point, you never had to walk out again.
No, he never walked out again. Because the girls though were there for both times, so they understood it.
Yeah.
But
The little
it was
ones,
so
little ones.
silent while he was doing it. Like you were
That's
speaking
brilliant.
very
That was
calm.
just
And you know how
Traumatizing.
reluctant
That's a
I am
little
to pay you a
traumatizing.
compliment. But that's a
Every
great,
now and then the
that's
Holy
a great
Spirit gives me some
illustration for them. That
Well-
really is. You could have used the real coin, but
Yeah, I think it's like, and
But,
what I
But-
would,
but knowing knowing your coin passion.
exactly, it was really hard. It
Yeah.
was really hard. Like,
You're
even-
like my precious.
I'm like, and even the
Terrible.
fake, I was like, I like this fake.
I
I don't
like
know,
it.
yeah, this is real bad
Wow.
fake.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, that's great because that's that's one of the things pastors do is we try to come up with illustrations to drive home points that are difficult for people, and so that's what you did. That's
Yeah.
a great illustration.
well, everybody else listening is like, this man is. It must be crazy to live in this man's household.
cutting coins.
Yeah, I cut coins, being
You know?
angry, walking out. But one point being is if ever you've tried to do Bible study, it is completely hard with kids. Here's what I found with our family too. Like when we take breaks too long, it's hard again. It's hard for us to like concentrate. It's hard for us to sit still. It's hard for us to take seriously what we're doing.
I mean, Charlotte can't sit still. in
No.
But that
silence,
I think is a lifelong journey because
Yeah.
you've got people, full-grown adults, been going to church every Sunday that don't read the Bible.
Yeah, right.
It intimidates them, or for whatever reason they just don't read it. And so, the idea that you can get a child to feel comfortable, confident, and I mean that's hard work.
Yeah.
It's hard to do with adults, and so for young people, I might even be a touch easier with younger children to start them young.
There you go.
I
You're
think
like, no.
I think it comes easier with like age.
Mm.
Because as you
And
get older, you
What do
You
why do
learn.
you
You
think
learn
that
not
is?
to laugh too.
I think part of it was how much I meant to Dad, and especially after the coin illustration.
Mm-hmm.
But then it got to the point where we actually wanted to learn about it.
So this is interesting. This is y'all are at a great age to talk about this when your parents' faith, when it stopped being your parents' faith and became your faith, like when you adopted your own faith, because that happens, you
Yeah.
know, and I mean it's an important step in your faith walk. Do you feel like now you go to? Hate to ask you this question because
No,
it's a hard
ask
one to
it.
be honest about, especially given what we're doing right now. But do you go to church because you have to? For the record, it is totally okay to say yes to any of this, no to any
Here's
of
why,
this.
Captain
Caveat.
Caveat. He's like,
Well, I
he's
just
already
want to make sure
interrupted
that
his
you know.
question.
Because what I don't want is I don't want you to posture in your answer. I want you to be honest. Do you go to church? Have you hit the stage where you go to church for yourself, or are you still kind of going to church out of obedience to your parents?
I think there'll be days where it's one, and days when it's the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well, I
fair.
think that's a very fair answer. But at some point, we have to take the faith on ourselves. But as you're young, you kind of piggyback off your parents' faith.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's like at least like for me, it was like you don't know how to not believe in God. Like even at like if you like you're having a horrible day, you still like there's nothing that anybody could say or do that could make you think that he wasn't real in the first place. And I think that like part of that is because of how we were raised, and then another part of that is because the way that Dad has shown us at least is that he's everywhere, and like it because he shows us how much it means. Part of it makes you think that, well, it can't like all mean nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, I can tell you early in my intellectual faith journey where, it's like my heart, not even my heart's wicked. But something inside me, there was a God-shaped hole, talking about Pascal, That's Blaise Pascal's
Oh
God-shaped
my
hole.
goodness, sorry,
I'm
y'all.
just saying.
I'm
They're
sorry. He
you know,
just wants
that's for that
everyone to
one
know.
person.
Everyone to know he
That's-
knows the name. You know,
Every single time you say Pascal, I think of Tangled. the
Blaise
chameleon.
Pascal. Anyway, go ahead.
Um,
It goes back. You were circling. I'm sorry. You
Yeah, I
circled
just
back.
you know,
You were
it
going
happened.
back.
But you know, I had this a God-shaped hole. You know that they talk about that. But it was helpful for me when I realized that very smart people who dedicated their entire life to studying this stuff. You know, the problem is when you talk to modern atheists, they act like everybody's just stupid. Like, oh, you
Right,
believe in
yeah.
God? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's talk about the tooth fairy too. Like,
Right.
well, let's talk about that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the tooth fairy hasn't been, you know, nobody's died for the tooth fairy, first
Right.
of all. Nobody has dedicated their entire life to studying every word
Right.
about that. Like, there's so much
Yeah. Nobody
sweat,
was.
blood, and treasure, to use
Right.
that, like, that's been invested into this. So many thoughtful people have wrestled with this. That helped me say, okay, like, maybe I should look into this.
Yeah.
You know, if
Well,
the smartest people throughout history are
Yeah.
like, there's something here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look.
Well, you know, the early church, like with some of the believers in the early church, people who were closest to the time when Jesus was resurrected, if those people were willing to be burned, crucified, flayed, flayed, all.
Doesn't get worse than that.
Yeah,
if
do
you
y'all
ask
know
me.
what that is?
Yes,
You're
it's
burned
the
alive.
rocks on the end of the whip.
No, you're
No.
burned alive.
Yeah, this is
not.
like
Flayed
where
is when
they
they skin
flay-
you alive.
Or never mind.
We're like, let's make this R-rated for our.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
no.
When they remove your skin while you.
That's
Make
a
it much better.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
much
about
better.
that.
Just
Okay,
don't use trigger
but
words.
No.
but the only thing you would have to do to get out of it, to the Romans, the only thing you would have to do.
They didn't want to kill you.
It's not like they wanted to do it. In fact, to Polycarp, who was an older believer, they said, you know, respect your age. Just all we need you to do is just deny Jesus and worship the emperor, like light incense. That's all they had to do.
Yeah.
And these people were willing to be burned alive.
Now Polycarp studied under the Apostle John.
Yeah.
Actually hung out, knew the apostles, and
Yeah,
know?
and this is what he was willing to do.
Yeah.
And so that's my point is like, you're not willing to do that for the tooth fairy. That's
Right.
ridiculous.
Right.
Nobody would be willing to do that. So to compare them is sort of just a ridiculous.
Dishonest.
It's a it's intellectually dishonest.
But there is something to be said for coming to like an intellectual, you know, for me that was a big ticket item, kind of realizing that thoughtful and people far smarter than me
yeah.
dedicated a lot of time and still found it worth living for.
Yeah.
That intellectually helped me.
Yeah.
Um,
What was your point with that?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I don't even know what you were really.
We were
Well, we were talking about their faith,
Mm.
that kind of owning their faith, and talking about, you know, one of the things for us when y'all were going to church, one of the important things for me is not to force y'all, in the sense of like, we were going to
Yeah.
church.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
the-
like it was non.
That's what we were going. Yeah, that's what we were going. Nobody was fighting that because we were all in agreement
Yeah.
in the sense that there was no choice. We
That's
were all
right.
we were all going to go
I
to,
think.
church.
There wasn't.
But within the church, we didn't force them
We went to the
into
driveway.
activities.
Right.
Like y'all
Participated
yeah,
in
y'all
it.
wanted to
Yeah.
participate in singing, which
Choir,
was like choir.
yeah.
All of them wanted to
which
participate.
was great.
Did y'all ever feel extra pressure because your dad's a pastor?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
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 How? I would like to. Yeah, I'd love to hear that. How?
I think Hailey's example of like teachers always
Yeah.
saying you should know this.
Yeah, they'd be
yeah.
like, they'd act like we should have been the one.
We had great teachers.
I love
Yeah.
third grade teachers. I still visit them, but
Yeah.
They all listen.
Yes.
all of them.
No, but it's just like, it's not just them. It's just like even the people in our classes in the driveway, in our grades and stuff, they'd
yeah,
be
they all-
like, "Oh, your dad's a pastor.
ask us
You should
questions.
know how to do this. Like, you should know the answer to this."
Yeah, my suspicion wasn't necessarily your teachers. I was meaning by like just people, church people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They-
Just the people you interact with. It seems like there might be a pressure to kind of live up to or perform a little bit in that sense.
Yeah.
And it should.
No, I mean I think there is. Is there not?
There's
pressure?
an expectation of how we should be acting in the first place.
Yeah.
From
Well,
every.
that's healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that's not
Across
even
the
bad.
board, we
Good.
want
But
people
it's
to
also
behave,
like-
but
Except when you're 13, you know.
I mean,
like
But it's also like,
Haley's obviously given up on that expectation.
excuse you, I still participate in church a little more than you. But
Okay.
you want to start a competition? Which one of us participates
Okay,
more?
enough. Go on with what you were saying.
But like I honestly I think y'all are right about it's not mainly the teachers, it's also like the people there, and it's also in like school and stuff. Like if people think that your dad's a pastor, like I've had people like ask me a question about God mainly because they know my dad is a pastor.
Oh, that's.
And sometimes it's not always bad.
Right.
Like sometimes it's really interesting,
I
and
hadn't considered that side of it.
they're genuine questions half the time. But then another time, a lot of people feel like they wouldn't want to talk to you. Like I had a person in my class who is an atheist, and in 6th grade when she joined our class, she didn't like me because I believed in God.
Yeah, I have a story about this actually.
Yeah.
So when I was like, I think it was 4th or 5th grade, no, maybe 3rd, but there was this girl who was questioning her faith, and she wanted to. And she was considering becoming an atheist, right? And so she came to me and asked, because she knew my dad was a pastor, and she asked me questions about the Bible. And her main question I remember was, why is there sin in the world, or why does God let people die? And I couldn't answer it because I had no clue. And so I didn't answer, and I told her I don't know. And that she should talk with the pastor.
You're like, you're dumb. I don't know.
No, I told her that she should talk with her pastor.
Yeah.
And but now she's an atheist. So I kind of failed there. Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
No, Jacob, you should go back to her and be like, I have an answer to your question now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's normal.
That's literally the oldest question. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
we call it the problem of evil, and the suffering
Yeah.
question. And it's not an easy question to answer.
For any of us.
You actually probably did the most responsible thing you could do, which is not make up an answer, but just say, I don't know.
Yeah,
But I
give her
still
the
believe.
wrong idea. Would have been
That is a perfectly good answer. Suggesting that you go find go talk, that is also a responsible step.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if I just coughed in the microphone. So I think you handled that well. And don't take responsibility for that person's atheism. God's not done.
Yeah.
I love that. It's been echoing in my head, and I feel like it was on the podcast or maybe before or after. But somebody said to us recently that, or it might have been you who said it. I'm not sure, but
Probably was. It was
but
smart.
it was
really
somebody has to be
was.
presented with the gospel 7 times.
Yeah, that was. I heard that from. It was Billy Graham, I think, who originally said it, but it might have been
And so
said by
the
somebody said it was
saying
Billy
is,
Graham, but it wasn't.
What I remember whoever said it.
Yeah, I said it.
You have to be presented with the gospel 7 times. The first person who presents it thinks they failed. The 7th person thinks they did it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It's
Exactly.
That's been stuck in my head ever since.
Well,
if it was you,
get great good quotes. You
I
know
don't
what I
know if
mean?
you-
I'm very
was it
good.
you?
100% me.
Okay.
Not even a question.
I don't even know if you were on the podcast that day.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it was.
Maybe it was the
definitely-
one you weren't here.
It was definitely.
Anyway,
It was
Yeah.
not, it was not him.
It was
but
not
yeah,
him.
so cut yourself some slack on that one.
Yeah.
You were honest.
Well, and that's the hard part.
You?
Yeah.
What are you doing? No,
I
I'm
know.
kidding.
I know. It's my fault. It's my fault. Well, that's the hard part. The hard part is, I don't want the whole reason I teach them faith is not because of the
apologetic
expectation.
value.
Yeah, the expectation of the world that they would know things. Like, besides, there was one time I did it
I still get asked
on Christmas when the little girls were on the Christmas video and they answered everything absolutely wrong.
Yeah,
At that point,
I was
like,
so disappointed.
so we had like a Christmas video at
I would have gotten
church,
it right.
and they were asking these questions
Yeah.
like, "What was the angel's name?" And
Did you feel like you
my daughter
failed?
was like Riker,
Yeah.
which
yeah,
was the
yeah,
name
yeah.
of
Yeah.
our dead dog.
Okay, but
you know
like
what I mean? And so like,
Nerves.
Yeah.
It's okay.
that was Hannah and Charlotte, right?
Hannah
that
and
wasn't me
Charlotte.
because
I
I
don't
know
think
that
you were part of
story.
it.
I wasn't
I
part
don't
of
think
it.
you were.
I would have gotten them right.
I would have gotten him right too.
Well, at that time, I was like, here we go. Pastor kids don't know anything.
Let's do a quiz bowl
So
right now.
I literally literally went home and was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is the answer to those questions." And it was one of those things where I was like, next time that somebody asks you
Next
this, I
time-
want you to be prepared. So here, somebody asks you how many
It was
wise
Miss
men, you
Lana
say
videoing.
trick question.
Right.
Trick question. We don't know how many wise men
first
there
thing I
were.
learned.
Trick
That was the
question.
first thing I learned.
First
Yeah.
thing. There's three gifts, but we don't know if there's
I'd love
three.
telling people that if
wise
anytime somebody brings up the Christmas star, I'm like, that's actually wrong. We don't know how many wise
We
men
don't
are.
know how
It's so
many. It doesn't
funny.
say, 'cause
Out
there
of
was-
curiosity, do y'all have an answer?
To what?
for when somebody asks you about suffering or
Yeah, that's a good-
all that bad
that's a
stuff?
good
Do you have an answer? It's okay.
Oh
if you
yeah,
don't.
now I
I've-
do.
I feel
What
like
do
I
you
have
say?
pretty good answers.
Well, God so loved the world, right? That He gave His only. Wait, what was the question? I
He's
felt
Wait,
like-
what was the
He's like,
I
I'm going
love
into
that
the
he
gospel.
defaults.
He's like,
I
I'm
love that he
going
defaults to
wait,
John
wait, wait.
3:16.
So
Oh,
that's
they've
the,
been learning that. To
that's
try
how
to
you started
answer
from
me.
the very beginning.
Their number one answer
Yeah.
to any question was
Could you-
Jesus.
could you-
Because
like the actual
yeah,
question?
yeah.
Yeah, of course. The presenting the same question that your friend kind of mentioned, like, well, if you believe in God, then explain why bad things happen to good people. Like, why do people die? Why is there suffering? Do you have an answer for that? Have you kind of come to an answer for yourself on that?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
And so God loved us so much that He gave us the choice, and
It's good.
the choice in order to choose what we want to do. Oh my gosh, He gave us the choice to make evil, which He doesn't like, and he wishes that we didn't make bad choices like that. But in the end, He lets us do it because He loves us so much.
I saw this video about evil, and it was like, why does evil exist? Did God make evil? And then it was like, it was saying like evil is the absence of God, and I thought that was like kind of smart because I was like, well, it doesn't make
I
sense.
love how you put that because I never heard that.
It's the-
I've heard the absence of good.
It's
but
the absence of God.
is even better.
And I love
It's even
that, and
better.
I just like I keep on remembering that. And then I remember one time you and Jacob were having an argument about like darkness or something
was
like
Joseph.
that, or it might have been Emma. It was probably
Definitely
Joseph.
Joseph.
Yeah, it
We've
was like
argued too.
it was about.
Yes, but
I swear
I
it
give
was
up fairly
Jacob.
quickly.
I almost positive it was Jacob, but it was like it was something about shadows or something like that, and they were like it was the absence of light was one of brother. I think it was Jacob.
That
It
was
was
me,
Jacob's
but-
point, and then you said that it was wrong, and I think that it was right because
What did I say?
you were saying it wasn't. You were saying it's its own thing, and I don't even remember.
Darkness is
Darkness
his own
is
thing.
its
Yeah.
own like.
Yeah.
I don't think
We get
so.
into
I know that was your
substance issues here?
No, Haley, that was my argument, and I knew it was wrong from the start.
Oh
I just chose to.
no, but
Oh,
every single time I remember
Good
that
sport.
video, I'm just like, well,
Yeah,
that
I was
makes me
bored.
think of y'all's argument, and I just think, well, it has to be like evil has to be the absence of God in the world because that's where your heart is going to turn.
Well,
if your
no.
heart is naturally evil, it's because God isn't in your heart.
Well, and I
But
think
God is in your heart.
yeah.
Well, if you're not following in the path of God, right? Then God is absent. Like not obviously he's not absent, but you're not accepting him into your life,
Yeah.
which like is
It's like
inviting
you're-
evil.
What you're saying, you're saying like it's a rejection,
yeah.
Yeah, it's
a rejection of God.
Yeah.
Is what evil ends up being.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably very, very biblical. What did Adam do when he had eaten from the tree? He went and he hid.
He hid.
He hid away from God.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I've actually never thought about that because I've always heard it like light is the as the absence of darkness is light, and or darkness is the absence of light, and
Which is true.
you're right.
but
And then you saying that it's evil is the absence of God.
it's- yeah.
Like that makes a whole lot of sense, but it also connects to what you said, Jacob, which is that it was because God loved us that He gave us the freedom to reject Him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I find it particularly beautiful that when somebody asks that question, it's like, well, I'm big on the free will defense, which is in order for you to have a relationship, you have to have
choose.
free will.
Yes.
I have to have free. I can't force you.
You have to be able to love and choose not to love. So there has to be that choice there. And it's not that God created evil; He knew that it would be an outcome and deemed it worth it
Yeah.
for
Right.
the great prize.
I found that video
I have
doom
this- I
scrolling
have
cap
this great
cut.
book that explains this, and my mom gave it to me. And it was like an old man. He built a wall, right? A bunch of children live inside the wall in the big community, but there's one hole in the wall that the old man left there. And one kid found it, and he told the old man. And the old man says, "I know it's there. Don't go through it. I don't want you to go through it." But the little kid eventually went through it because he was curious.
So this is where
But
curiosity
then the
came
old
to
man
cat.
followed him out and brought him back inside, even afterwards.
Mm.
That's
What is that book?
I think it's called "He Loves Me."
He loves me. Oh,
I'll show you at home.
okay. Yeah.
It reminds me of this study they did.
Right. Wait,
Where
go
they
ahead.
had a
Tell them the
bunch of
study. They had a
kids.
bunch of
Was
kids.
it?
Playing in a
But
What?
no, this is an inside
It's
joke.
something
It's
I've brought up many times. on
Yeah,
the
he
podcast.
talks about a study that was done about the freedom for kids.
Yeah,
that
so
when
they
you
watch
give
how
them the-
children play, and if you put children in a big open field, they'll tend to gravitate towards their parents. But if you put them in a same size field, but put a fence around it. They'll explore the outer boundaries. They'll go to the fence. They'll explore much more because there's the kind of
the boundary.
The boundary.
They feel safe.
When I take that thought a little further, I always say, look, you might jump the fence occasionally, but that fence is there. It's still, but
Right.
having those boundaries are real important.
Yeah. Well,
For freedom.
I think that for them, sometimes.
I feel like there's an insult coming.
Well, just
from
having
the way
a dad,
you're smiling.
Well, just having a dad who is like me, sometimes y'all have been different from other kids because me and mom are a little more strict.
Yeah.
Right. And so they didn't have a phone until you were 12?
Okay, it started out with like
This year, actually.
It started out with the block. Last year was when we actually when Jacob got his own phone.
Hailey, you were never in possession of the block.
I had the block.
No, you didn't.
I had the block.
The block is
It's a 4-button phone.
the block is
1, 2, 3.
It's like literally what it sounds like. It's like
Like
a
those
big
Vietnam
it's
calling
like
the
a big
bomb.
cell phone that does basically 3 things.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then the emergency button.
Yeah, and
That's
it was.
it. So you can call us, you can call your grandmother.
That's brilliant.
I know,
No,
it it was brilliant. Yeah. So we were like, we didn't want them scrolling and all that. Guess
I
what
found
happened?
that video doom scrolling CapCut.
Okay, but guess what happened after
all I
we gave
gotta
y'all phones? This.
We have friends.
Can I ask you translation?
Yeah.
I've heard you not say it twice. What does CapCut mean?
It's an app where you basically just make you can put pictures into templates and it'll make a video.
It's an
and
editing
stuff.
app.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
And YouTube was blocked, so I went on CapCut and started scrolling on there, and I
'Cause
found that
you
video.
can see other people's edits.
And it was
Oh,
great.
I see.
I like CapCut.
So that's another
Right,
thing
you
for
gotta,
block.
you gotta-
No, I already
you
have
gotta
10
tighten these
minutes on
reins a
there.
little bit.
That's
I
what I'm
have
hearing.
10
y'all,
minutes
y'all,
on there.
Y'all think that I'm listening to that.
I
I'm like,
mean,
fun, please.
fun.
We're getting rid of
it's
that.
not like I'm not going. I've been outside and doing stuff this past week.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been very active.
Well, it's hard because honestly, as a Christian, but also as a dad who I was a lot worse in my action.
He told me it starts at Goodwill.
It all starts.
That's what you
I did
said?
not.
I asked him why. I
It was
asked
a
him,
joke,
no,
where-
I asked
whatever
where
it
it
was.
No,
starts.
Dad, no, Dad, I asked you, I was like, why'd you sign me up for swim? And he said, and I was like, I just want, and he's like, to keep you off the streets. And I was like, I was just going to be going to Goodwill. And he's like, it starts
That's
at
where it
Goodwill.
starts.
That's where it starts.
No, it starts at Waffle House. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
Waffle House. But yeah, so, and I think that for you and I, it's part of our difficulty is we had such a really crazy growing up, as far as we just had so much freedom,
Oh yeah.
you
And
know,
look how you turned out.
what?
Look how you turned out.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, after
Good point,
the Lord
James.
had to show up,
Yeah, and save your life.
and save my life.
But it's not like
you
we're
know?
doing that stuff. It's like
No,
we're,
I know, but my point is one of the reasons why we just one of the main goals of a dad is to watch out for you, to protect you.
Is that why I wasn't?
Not to protect you to where you can't grow, not to protect you where you don't have freedom, but it is to put the fence where
course.
it allows you to go to the different boundaries. Because there was this study that was done.
There you
Is
go.
this why? Is
There
this
you
why I
go.
wasn't allowed to walk
This is Harvard
to
study.
Goodwill yesterday?
It's what?
Is this why I wasn't allowed to walk to Goodwill yesterday?
Yeah,
Because
well-
you thought it was gonna start at Goodwill.
It's all
it's
gonna
'cause you
start
can't
again.
walk through
I don't want you to be
myself.
those youths out there in the summer. You know, those youths
Different
just
groups
walking
of
around.
people, Dad.
Out in the
Oh,
sun.
my-
Having fun.
Let's go to
It's
Athens.
terrible. I see them. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are those youths doing?
Yeah.
You know,
Get a
Man, I used to
job.
ride. Yeah, get a job.
Hey, I'll get a
Get-
job.
Do something.
Mow a
Miss
lawn.
Jen is talking
Sell
about us
some
getting a
lemonade,
job at
you
church, me and
17-year-old.
Yeah, 100%. So, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a good guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Very
where to
close.
go from here. But just to, do you have any other questions for them?
Yeah,
How long are we in?
Yeah, our counter's
Wow.
not going.
We're a little under an hour.
Okay, well, we still got time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
So what we got?
Zach's
So
gotta
tell
just suck it
me-
up.
Stories, what-
Every way that Josh fails at being a dad.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's
Tell 'em.
list it out.
Yeah.
He
Maybe I'll
refuses
make
to
a note
play
of
with
that.
us.
Yeah.
Right.
Any game.
I asked him to play Uno yesterday. I got a no.
Okay.
Oh,
This is another-
That's tough.
Let
I
me-
get
Yeah.
it.
Let me tell you
And
what.
we can't ask him on his day off. 'cause
Yeah.
Definitely
We can
can't
definitely
ask me
talk
on my
about
day.
that.
Yeah,
Because
my day off.
apparently he ignores every single text he gets on his
his
day
Sabbath.
off. You have to like text him twice, edit the message so he re-gets the message.
Unlike
I do not.
the rest of the world,
That's
I get
hilarious.
one day.
Yeah, I know.
One day.
I know.
I have
I
to
get it.
press
That's
that.
it. I'm at church or
I
doing
know.
family stuff every other day.
Okay, you don't play Uno with us all the time.
No, okay, but can you tell the people why you ask me and not your mother?
I did ask mom.
Because mom always
I did
says
ask
no.
mom.
Thank you.
Mom
okay,
will not say it's
I'm
okay.
the one who's playing with y'all.
Yeah.
And then
You
literally,
know, a second ago, when he was saying my job is to protect you children, I was going to say that, that's you're supposed to protect your kids, your wife. It's a very important role and you right under the bus. There are track marks. You're like, she doesn't do anything.
no, she does.
Yeah,
She
of
does.
course.
But
Of
it's funny
course.
because they don't even. They don't
We,
even.
I asked mom.
You will?
I looked at mom and I was like, "Hey, mom, you want to play Uno?" She's like, "No." I looked at you. It's
I'm
not even-
encouraged that
didn't
they
even
want to
look
play
up.
Uno.
I love Uno.
That's
It's rare. It's rare that they want to play.
Well, I got home. I was in a good mood. And let's
Oh.
be clear. I was like, because I had spent the entire day with my friends. I got home and I was like, "Hey, Dad, you want to play?" I was like, "Hey, Mom, you want to play Uno?" Then I looked at Dad. Neither of them said yes, by
Right.
the way.
Because I
But
know
then
why she
I
was
start-
asking.
I was
Because
starting-
Haley-
guilty
Haley
about
lives
something.
there.
You
You're already
know
playing.
why?
He
She's
has
been
this
doing something.
idea
She-
in his brain
Yeah,
that whenever
uh-huh.
I'm in a good mood, I'm guilty.
Oh,
So I
I
was
see.
walking out
So
of
you
the
think she
room.
just came up with the
No.
Uno thing
I was
herself?
walking out of
She
the
does nothing
room, and he
wrong.
was like, "Haley, what'd
All-
you do?"
that-
I was like,
all day
"Nothing."
with her friends.
That's
It shows she's in a
amazing.
really good mood.
all day with her friends. Yeah.
We were at Franco's all day,
yeah,
and then we went to
sure.
Target.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
Where does
All
it
at
start?
Franco's.
And then
And
moving
then you're
over
out
to
on the
Goodwill.
street.
Franco's
you're
walk
living
to
on the
Goodwill.
Riding
street,
the rails.
Riding
Yeah.
the rails.
No,
That's it.
Yeah.
no, and it's
The the good thing. So Uno though,
I
Great game.
love
it
Uno.
is a great game. But if you don't want to play it and
Gotcha.
somebody asks you to play Uno, you tell them you're doing just fine on your own.
Oh,
That's
good.
highbrow.
No, but we played Monopoly. Did we not?
Once?
Yeah, we did. I got in second.
Wait,
I beat Jacob.
we played it once
I beat Jacob. Yeah.
in all of our
I
life.
don't think I've ever finished a game of Monopoly in my
We
life.
finished.
It's so tiring.
I put them all. I
mean,
put them all
it was-
out of business.
Oh, I bet you did.
Oh,
I,
was
if,
like-
if no,
was
he
like-
literally, I could have won.
Just beating his kids.
I could have
I
won. He
offered
was ready
her.
to
I
walk
offered
out.
her. I
and
said,
was like,
we can quit now and you win. And she's like,
I should've
no,
just
let's
taken
finish.
that.
And I was like, okay.
Alright.
I really regret that day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it was a sad day.
it's the.
Are y'all
trauma
all
of my
as
life.
competitive
Yes.
as your dad?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I am.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. It's not true.
Y'all
The
are
reason
literally
no, he
just
originally
started to
told me he
compete on
wanted
his
me.
I was about to say. I was
Yeah.
about to say.
The reason
Yeah.
he told me he wanted to do me to do swim was so he could like compete with times and stuff like
No.
that. Yes, it is. That's
Yeah,
what
it
you
is.
said.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Is that your sport?
He's a
Yeah.
swimmer.
Yeah.
That's early mornings, right?
Right now.
6:30 to 8:30.
Six,
Yeah.
Man.
In the summer, it's crazy.
The the idea of getting into a swimming pool at 6:30 in the morning.
Sounds like a great way to wake up.
It does. It does, but so does coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
there are better.
You know,
there are
hot
better
cup of
ways.
coffee is, yeah, but that's a commitment. Swimming is a big commitment. It's also great for you, so that's
He
good.
loves it.
All right, I got a question for you, Jacob.
Yeah.
So tell me about what your faith walk has been like, just as you. Like, tell me your God story a little bit.
Well, when I was a kid and I went to church, I learned everything, right?
Perfectly.
Just
Everything
everything.
perfectly.
Just
Yeah, he's
everything.
not competitive at all.
No.
No.
Obviously.
I learned everything.
Yeah.
Faster than
And,
anybody else.
I mean, we competed in the Bible
Definitely.
studies.
Then I went to confirmation,
Yeah.
and confirmation didn't really change anything for me. It was still just me going to church because mom had told me to. And then we got to the point where it was big stuff, which is our church camp at the beach. And at that point, that's when I got to choose to baptize myself. And it was really good big stuff because that's when I really accepted my faith and I took it into my own hands. And it was at that point where I realized that I had to do it myself and that mom and dad weren't going to do it for me. And so that's when I really started when I really took it into my own hands.
Big stuff changes
And
lives.
from that point, I've gone like a line up and down, but pretty
that
good.
doesn't stop.
Yeah.
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 It's like a heart monitor. You know?
Well, hopefully it goes a little
an
bit
upward
an
trajectory.
upward
Or up.
trajectory, but sometimes
still
even
a-
in the
Well, you
upper,
got the spikes.
like,
you
you got
still
the
go
small ones,
spike
and then
all
you go
the way
like that,
down.
and
Yeah.
like,
Well, the Lord, I think the Lord is just, he helps us to grow. So we're growing as his children, and it takes some time. That's an amazing story. Thank you.
So it's big stuff, and big stuff is other pastors that come together.
Yeah,
It's
it's
amazing.
Yeah, oh, it's definitely not me. It
Okay.
wasn't like, you was like,
No.
I was listening to
It's
one
like
of your
finally-
sermons. They don't listen to my sermons. You know
I
what
do
mean? Like,
sometimes.
yeah, well, rarely.
Okay.
His sermons
so-
are really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
so that big stuff. It's
That's
That's
twice.
what I keep trying to tell
That's
everyone.
what I keep all the time. I'm like, y'all should come listen. I did really good.
Listen to my podcast.
Jacob got interrupted.
Sorry.
No,
Like Uncle Rico, like, want to see my video? Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I
okay.
got it.
it's like 2 concerts twice a day, and then pastors come each time in their
Yeah.
sessions.
The concerts are amazing. First of all,
Yeah, the
I mean,
I've heard
everybody
that.
singing.
I've heard that the
Yeah.
it's
like
really good.
it's really cool.
So for you, it was
I was gonna
different
say,
though,
for-
Hailey. For you, it was like you've always felt like you have this relationship with God.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think I've ever like not believed in him. But then for confirmation, like I started really thinking about it more because that's what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to like make you think about it and make sure that this is what like you wanted to choose. You wanted to choose God, and in the end I did. I said I choose God. And then I don't really know how strong my faith was at that point. I mean, it was I obviously I still believed in him. I went to church and I prayed to him and I read the Bible and I feel like I had a good relationship with him, but it didn't feel very deep. And then first big stuff last year, it was so amazing. This pastor, I'm so sad. I don't remember his name. Do you remember it?
Which one was it?
The guy, I don't know.
Gerald?
I think it was
I
Gerald.
don't know about this last one. My group went the year before to big stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not my kids, my
Oh.
my young people.
Yeah.
But his sermon, there was just one sermon that was so amazing, and he said he did this with my friend too, and he said he was talking about choosing God, and then he said stand up if you ever doubted your faith, and I feel like everybody has before, but I did stand up and so did my friend, and we were just like standing together, and I wasn't crying, but I was getting a little bit emotional, and then he said, God has told me that somebody in this room, they've had to deal with their father being a pastor, and it makes them sometimes, like,
This was probably a friend of yours.
That was this year?
yeah, that was last
Do you
year. Yeah, it was,
remember
it was
that?
really, it was so amazing, and I was like,
the
because
Lord is telling
I told
me
you.
that
yeah, he was like, he didn't just say, is one of your parents a pastor? He said your father, and I was crying by that point. Because there's a little bit of a pressure, like you feel like you have to have a relationship with God. And so I was crying at that point. But then what really broke me was when he talked about my friend. And he said my friend had, like he said, he brought up a father again, but he's like, your father has gone through he has made you have a very difficult life. And her father had. And so she was crying too, and we were just like crying together. And then after that sermon, we were worshiping, and I was just like, I was sobbing basically. And it was so amazing because I really, really felt like he had spoken to me. And I knew for sure that he had spoken to a bunch of people, but it really felt like heartfelt. And then after, a bunch of my friends came over and gave me a hug because they had all seen me crying. Because I was like literally one of the first people in front of the stage, and I was crying and I was singing. It was really amazing. And then that big stuff, I got baptized, and it was really beautiful. Like all of our friend group got baptized, and one of my friends was crying because we had all chosen God at that point. We all stood up and we were like, yeah, we want to choose this.
That's
so we all
awesome.
got baptized, and that was an amazing big stuff.
So this is what you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So this was. You want me to read it?
Yeah, you're fine.
You want to read it?
No, you're good. No,
Okay.
Definitely.
Definitely.
No.
start
not.
making things up now.
It's like, so I've been asking. So it's June 21st.
Yeah.
He has this written. He said, I've been asking God to say my name for the past 2 big stuff sessions. On this third one, I still heard nothing. So I told God that he doesn't have to say my name. Just let me know that he's there and that he's watching me.
This was in like the down point of wave.
And so when Gerald asked anybody who had doubts to stand up, I stood. And then he asked for 3 other groups who may have been too scared to stand. The first group he said was pastor kids, And I knew right then that was God telling me, I'm watching you and I'm meeting you there.
The second group was the one with my friend, but I saw you were sitting behind me, and I was crying too because I saw you stand up, and I was like, it's so sweet. And then I don't know how this big stuff can top that one, but because that was amazing. But I mean, I'm excited for it.
How do you deal with...
Shout out big stuff.
Yeah, I love big stuff.
Is big stuff, is it Methodist or is it?
It's a non-denomination. It started off of, I think, North Point, and they kind of broke away. So I think it's been, and it's...
I hear the lodging is really good.
You're by the beach.
Not at all.
No.
It's like part of the theme of it. It's like
if you go as a parent, just expect to be tortured. As like if you're what are they called? The people who watch the kids? Chaperone. Thank you. Normal words. If you're a chaperone, then it gets a little hairy. You have to sleep on the floor. Or it's
You don't.
No, you don't.
Well, I did.
Oh
That's 'cause
wait,
they
no.
don't- that's 'cause they don't make beds
She
your
slept on a
size.
mattress. She slept on a blow-up mattress.
Oh, okay.
they had normal
but
size
you have your
beds.
own blow-up mattress.
Yeah. They
back
always
then,
get you one.
That was
Yeah.
But
Is it as nice as the Wesley?
it's
It's worse.
it's equal or worse.
I mean,
Or-
the rooms aren't great, but you're just spending the time at the beach
Yeah.
and stuff, so it's not like
Yeah.
you're not.
I've just heard
Unless
so
you
many
get severely
great
sunburned, like I did.
people, like so many stories about people having meaningful experiences at big stuff. Young people.
What do you do? Like, because I mean, so it's one thing to have kind of that experience with God, which I think like y'all's description of it wasn't just like there's an emotionalism to that sometimes you have to be careful of because you can be caught up in the groove.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Um,
definitely.
I was trying to say
It's
that.
Yeah, it's there.
everybody's-
That's there.
Everybody's feeling it.
Right, and that's great. There's
it
nothing
feels
wrong
good.
with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, like what I think John and I would both say we are always hoping for ourselves and for others is an intimate, personal kind of relationship with God, so that when you leave a place like that, you have that big like. Because when I was y'all's age, I went to a camp like that, and I remember I was probably one of those standing up for something, and I went home and it just was like.
Back
Well,
to
that's what I was
normal
going to
life.
say is you don't want to confuse the experience with a relationship.
Yes,
And so because you can go to a good concert and feel like you've been to church in some way, like where
Yeah.
you've just connected to people and you feel like, like music and performances, lighting, sound, like all these things can manipulate us and for good, for bad. But
Right.
But and look, we play with that in church ourselves.
Yeah, we want to influence for good, though. Like there's not
100%. But you create an environment and
Right.
that kind of thing. But yeah, it has to be more about it has to be about more than the fog machine and the
Right.
and the stage lights. It
Right.
has to be more than
and
the
the
production.
cool singer.
Because that's
I
stuff-
mean,
look,
yeah.
I've been. If you've ever been to, have you ever seen like a hypnotist perform or something like that?
Yeah.
And you see all these people are kind of falling in line. A lot of that is the group suggestion stuff. Like when you go to a hypnotist show, while you're walking in, waiting in line, they keep you waiting a long time, and the screens are playing, people responding to the suggestions, and
Right.
they're programming you. They don't say anything. They just show you the videos of what's supposed to happen, and people fall in line. When I went to my experience, I don't want to step on anybody's toes here, but when I had my Slain in the Spirit story,
Right.
in my opinion, what I felt as a young person watching that's what I felt like was happening. Like people were watching everybody get touched and fall down, and so everybody was doing it. And when it got to me, I was like, I don't know about this. And the guy started trying to push me down, like to make me fall. Story didn't end there, thankfully. But but that, in my mind, that experience was kind of like that. So you can get wrapped up.
He went away. God told him to go back into the line. So he went back into the line, and before this man ever raised his hand the next time, he had fallen down.
Oh, I was laid out on
He
the
was
floor.
out.
And for somebody with my kind of social anxiety, the idea that I would just be laying down
He
on the
did not
ground
want-
in
no.
public, insane. And I laid there for a long time.
Yeah.
And
So God was trying to tell him, it's not the person, it's me.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
me that matters.
Yeah.
but
So when y'all leave, how do you deal with like regular, like you
when you leave the
That's
mountaintop,
why I wrote it down.
that's why, so you could remember.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think we'd call a mountaintop experience, is where you
Yeah.
feel real connected, but then you got
You
valleys
just worry
ahead.
that everything else is gonna go downhill from there with your faith.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't need to worry about that. I mean, in
Yeah.
this sense, like when you get home, like how you did with that, you can have that experience with the Lord almost every day.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like, so I open up the Bible almost every day. And when I open up the Bible, I'm asking God to speak to me, directly to me, not for me to study the scripture or do anything like that, but for him to just tell me what I need to know. And I started writing down when he answered. And now I have, y'all have seen my office wall.
Oh, yeah.
Every one of those scriptures.
You got a bunch of sticky notes too.
Yeah, every one of those scriptures is about how God has spoken into my life. And so, like, what I'm saying is don't think that it's only at a place like that.
Well, we learned that at Asbury.
At Asbury,
You
yeah,
know,
because
that was
Asbury,
a tough lesson to bring back. Yeah.
Asbury was like
Was that the retreat?
no, that was basically like a revival in Kentucky where we came into this place, and before we, like, even when we got in there, it was like everyone could feel the presence of God.
It was a second time this has happened at Asbury, the seminary. They had a chapel service, and it was like kind of a lackluster sermon. Not a lackluster. It was a sermon.
There's
It was
a
fine.
sermon.
But it wasn't. It wasn't like a "we're starting a revival" sermon.
right.
It was just it was an afternoon.
talking
worship.
about the love of Jesus.
Yeah. Just but the students didn't leave. Like a handful of them stayed and prayed and worshipped, and then they just stayed, and suddenly, like, people started gathering, and people were leaving classes and flooding into this place. So the whole school ends up attending this worship service that was supposed to be one and done in an hour, and it's gone on hours and hours and hours, and then it's days, and then it's that's the whole country basically descended on Asbury's campus, and we were.
Yeah, it was like 100,000 people came through a city of 6,000.
Was that when y'all brought the guests to the church after?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that was.
We had them on this podcast.
We did.
Yeah, it
way
was-
before we had
back.
video.
Yeah, before
It
we
was
had
a
video.
night sermon. I remember because you brought me because we had been going to the Sunday night sermon sometimes, and I just remember those people speaking, and it was really interesting, and it was very impactful because you could tell like they were really affected by it.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
one of the lessons that we took back, because we both had this deep desire of, like, first of all, when you're in that kind of goodness, you don't want to leave it for sure.
At all.
I definitely didn't want to, and I found myself. I always say this at the same time because it was right around Transfiguration, and I caught myself at Asbury going, "We should stay here.
Yeah.
We shouldn't
right.
leave. This is good. This is good that we're here." Like, I had this whole Peter experience there.
Yeah.
And that was very telling for me. Like, I connected that. I was, oh, wow. Okay, I understand this now. But you specifically, it was like, I think you were walking that evening when you got back.
Yeah,
and
because
realized,
I felt the
how
same
do we
way.
take this back with us? That was the thing. Like,
it.
how do we
That
bring
was
this
it.
back?
Right.
How do we bottle this and bring it back?
Bottle it and have it every day. And it was like I was walking just in my normal kind of walk. When I remember I'd walk outside
Yeah.
Lost to Goodwill.
and out on the streets.
Huh.
And all of a sudden I was walking and I was asking the Lord, I was like, how do we get this back here? And it was like the heavens above, this is just what happened. It's just like they started to spread out, like in this most amazing, like the sky opening up to me. And there was just a sense of the awe, the presence of God that was just as palpable, exactly the same flavor, but even like greater, not in the sense of like, that
Well, I
was,
understand.
what
It's
I mean?
intimate.
It was intimate.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so like, it was like, and in that moment, I realized what God was saying to me. It was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. One of the things I think the scripture tells us again and again is that God is always saying this one thing to us: I'm with you. I'm with you. And I think like what you have described, which is like the leaving behind of evil is the leaving behind of God, but it's understanding that God has not left you. God is with you. Like, that's the thing. I think, Adam wanted God away because it convicted him, of what he had done. But at the same time, God was always going to come after Adam. and he's always going to come after us. You know, and so like, and Jesus is said, his name is said to be Emmanuel, which means God with us. So literally the whole message of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation is that God is with us, and we don't need to be afraid. And so you don't need to be afraid that God isn't with you. Like the one thing that I think can improve our faith life together is to know that he is always with us.
Yeah.
He's always, even when I mess up, yes, he's with you.
Yeah.
Even when I go the wrong way, yes, he's with you.
And you know, there's a little thing, if you want to play around with this idea. I heard somebody suggest this, and I've been doing it more and more. Is imagine, it's different, like when you're driving and stuff like that. But the thing was, when you're driving, imagine Jesus is in your passenger seat. How do you behave? How differently do you treat the other people on the road? How, like, how do you behave?
Yeah.
I would behave wildly different than I do when I drive. I would behave wildly different. But why?
Why? Right.
You
Because
know,
he's
like,
with you.
He is with us.
He's with us.
And people who embrace a life of sin want to believe that he's not.
Yeah.
Because the reality is painful.
Right.
Yeah.
And in fact, like the scripture talks about, he's calling out to us. So even when we've gone the wrong direction, he's saying, come back, come back, come back. And he says, but you would not listen, but you wouldn't hear me. And so like in the same sense, it's like this idea that God is he's always calling us, and he's always with us. And and so that's one of the things I've been,
Well, what I love is, what I've heard is that y'all are, and you were walking towards it a few minutes ago, developing a faith, that a belief that is a true faith. So something we talk about, but it's common discussion, is like, belief, to say that you believe in God is like, oh, I believe God exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But to say that you believe in God, like, I know God has me. So the perfect example is, if somebody asks me if I believe in my wife, I'll say, absolutely I do. I'm not saying I believe my wife exists. Of course she exists. I'm saying that I know I can put my faith, my trust, I can depend on her, because thus far she has not let me down. She's shown herself to be good to me. And so I have faith in my wife. I believe in my wife. Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a difference.
Yeah.
It's a difference. And so what I see is that y'all are in this transition phase where you're starting to lean on the Lord more and trust, when times get tough, that God is going to be there for you.
Yeah. And that's what I think.
That's everything.
Yeah. The Lord loves
To be the dad.
to be the dad. He does. He does. Well, literally, like I prayed, y'all don't know, y'all probably don't know this. Maybe I've told y'all, but I prayed, when each of you were little babies.
Yeah, and by our bedside.
Yeah, by your bedside. And I prayed that the Lord would be your father. And I knew that he had given y'all to us to take care of, but I said, ultimately, I want you to be there.
I love that you do that, that you did that.
Yeah.
But I remember I think it was Jason or somebody pushed back and was like, did you think he wasn't?
Right.
But here's the thing. What I hear is you're submitting to God being the dad.
Yeah. He's the dad.
It's
dad.
like my friend that passed away. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but she was very young and had cancer, but big family, a lot of kids, kind of y'all's, like 5 kids. And she was doing a podcast maybe in the last few months of her life, and one of the lessons she said that in very faithful person, Christian walk her whole life as long as I knew her. But she said that her last lesson was how to give her kids back to God. Like that, but yeah, like kind of submitting, like, I know you're the good father.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my best, but you're the good father.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah. So, and I just want you guys to know that there may be expectations out there for you, because I'm a pastor, and sometimes you can't get around what your dad is or what they do for a living. But I want you to know that all I really care about is you coming to know him better and to learn that you can trust him, because that's what I found. I found that He's never failed me when I put my full weight on him, ever, not one single time.
Yeah.
And so I just want to encourage you both, because I love you both,
Yeah.
especially
that.
especially the 13-year-old,
Yeah.
especially.
No.
All right, well, I guess I'll pray because I don't want to ask them to pray, because y'all will be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Usually when I ask my family, like, would anybody like to pray? It's silence.
How about I pray?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless
you
you wanna
pray.
pray
Yeah.
No, you pray.
Yeah.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for family. We thank you for trusting us to be parents, for giving us our childhoods, and the freedom and confusion that comes along with figuring out who we are and developing into adults. And so, Lord, I ask you to put your hand over Josh's family, to bless them and to keep encouraging them as they grow. Lord, there's lots of families out there. There are lots of young people out there who are navigating faith, lots of grown people who are navigating their faith. And in this world, it can be tricky. And so I pray, Lord, that you speak clearly and loudly to even the hardest of hearing, and that you show yourself to those who are blinded to you or are purposefully looking in different directions. Lord, I lift up these people who have fallen away or doubting your existence. Lord, I pray that those people, that you put people in their lives that can help them find their way back onto the narrow path. Lord, we love you. We need you. We want to rely on you more than we rely on any amount of ourselves. Carry us because we can't walk on our own, Lord. We love you. We thank you. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for listening to Let the Bible Speak. If you'd like to support us, subscribe to the podcast by clicking that little plus symbol on your phone until it becomes a check mark. You can also share these episodes with a friend. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at letthebiblespeakpodcast@gmail.com. If you write us at letthebiblespeak@gmail.com, we will not receive your email, so make sure it is letthebiblespeakpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks.